Your team's results are the mirror of how they communicate. When the communication breaks down, the outcomes suffer. But there's one simple habit that can change everything: retrospectives. Retrospectives are often misunderstood. Many people think that they are just for the tech or Scrum teams to reflect on their sprints, but it's just scratching the surface. And it's not about the process. Retrospectives are about how to improve teams' collaboration and communication. And it's not just theoretical. The Conway law tells us that the systems that the teams design will inevitably reflect how they communicate. In other words, team communication directly shapes the systems and the results that they create. Therefore, if you need better results, you need to change the way how your team communicates. Quick example: for YouTube videos to grow, they need likes. Likes won't happen without communication. So if I won't ask you to give me a like, you won't do it. So please give this video a like. But there is another component. Patrick Lencioni, in his book The 5 Dysfunctions of the Team, explains that the trust is the foundation for building successful teams. In his book, he tells that the fear of being vulnerable with the team members prevents building trust within the team. So without trust, they won't admit mistakes, ask for help, or give honest feedback. But here's the problem. Trust and effective communication doesn't just happen. It requires time and effort. Unfortunately, teams often avoid tough conversations because they are afraid of conflict. And when the trust is missing, accountability suffers too. Therefore, misalignment creeps in and results of the team suffer. Let me share an example. I once worked with a team of 7. Before this, they were working as the individual contributors in their functional teams, but this was the first time when they were brought together and there was friction. There was one person who was silent all the time, another one was bitter and critical, and the rest, well, they just followed with the flow. I was helping this team to adopt Agile practices, and I introduced retrospectives. And at first, it was quite awkward. Some people didn't know what to say, others dominated the conversation. But around 5th or 6th session, things started to change. The quiet person began contributing, the overly critical one started to soften their tone and even take ownership for some of the retrospective actions, instead of just pointing out problems. By the way, if you're dealing with the challenging participants like this, feel free to check my video on 4 types of the workshop participants. It has good tactics to help you navigate this situation. I will add the link to the description down below. Now let's compare it to another team that I have worked with. They were running retrospectives, but quarterly. So the sessions were irregular. Therefore, they haven't built this habit of the self-reflection. When the team was gathering to talk, it felt forced. The conversations didn't flow naturally, the trust didn't grow, and the progress stalled. The key here is frequency. The more often you have them, the more comfortable they become. But if you wait for a month, there's always going to be a friction, and you will need more time to catching up and understand what has happened. This is why retrospectives are so valuable. They're not just meetings, but intentional and structured spaces where the team can address their challenges heads-on. By committing to them consistently, you can create a safe environment where the team can align, reflect honestly, hold each other accountable, and grow trust. And the best part is that you don't need a complex system for that. Here's how you can make retrospectives work for you. First, leverage proven format. One great tool that you can use is Lightning Decision Jam, or LDJ. It's a workshop created by the AJ&Smart. It's a structured, time-based process that helps teams to identify challenges, prioritize solutions, and align on the next steps. What a retrospective really needs. I will link it in the description down below, so you can give it a try and would not need to reinvent the wheel. Second is commit to the regular cadence. Start with a 2-3 weeks rhythm and stick to it. The habit builds consistency, and consistency builds trust. Think of it like going to the gym. If you show up just once in a while, you would not see any results. Third is have a facilitator. Facilitator will help keep conversation focused and create a safe environment for the open dialogue. It can be an experienced facilitator or a team lead in the beginning, but over time start to rotate facilitators from someone from the team. When anyone in the team can do facilitation, it strengthens the ownership over the process. Number 4, focus on outcomes, not blame. Accountability can feel tricky, but it's important for growth. Use questions like this: what went well and what needs improvement? Focus on what the team can improve together. Instead of asking who has dropped the ball, ask what systems can we put in place so this will not happen again. That doesn't mean ignoring individual responsibility. When the trust is built, teams can openly call each other out constructively without making it feel personal. If someone consistently missing the deadlines, you might say, hey, this happened a few times. What kind of support do you need to ensure that it won't happen again? A skilled facilitator can balance these conversations, and the key is to focus on solutions rather than placing a blame. Building trust and effective communication takes time. On average, it takes around 2.5 months, like 5 retrospectives for the 2-week cadence, for the teams to see real change. So try running 5 retrospectives. Position it as an experiment. By the last 5th session, you can decide what works best for your team. You might want to stick with the 2-week rhythm or switch to 3 or 4 weeks. Whatever works for your team, make it yours. I promise, if you commit to the process, wonders will happen, and your team will be stronger than ever before. Let me know how it goes in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. So, thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye!